Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about ideas that I would like to see on Death Battle in 2023. That's right, I'm moving up for a year. Because Death Battle Season 9 is almost over, I want to go ahead and do my predictions and fights I want to see in Season 10 of Death Battle. Yeah. So here's some rules. I am going to put a little bit of confirmed matchups in here, but not too much. But it's basically a confirmed fight season. And that would basically ruin the whole dynamic. People just want to be surprised, but Death Battle's ideas. It's basically the whole theme of Death Battle. You never know what's coming. Or you find out who in an episode of an upcoming episode that could happen in the future. Like they do with many references to Gru vs. Megamind happening. I'm not going to put that one on the list because they take interest in it. And two, it's a confirmed matchup. So, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, let's start. Siren Head versus Slenderman. This is a very good fight. I want them to do it next year as the Halloween special. It's a really good fight. It has a very good dynamic as an episode. It doesn't end up happening, and Siren Head ends up fighting someone else. Then I would want it to end up being Demogorgon, because they look alike, and there's no other fight. Yeah, but Slenderman also has Venom, and Sonic.exe. Well, Sonic.exe has Roar, which is way better than that. But I prefer Cartoon Cat for Cartoon Cat for Sonic.exe. So, many people like this idea. I don't know who created this idea. They deserve a medal coin for the best Slenderman matchup ever to be made in the history of Versus. These are like $1 million. Who do I think wins this matchup? I actually don't know who wins. Demogorgon is not his name. It's Siren Head. Siren Head takes size, and that's a big factor. Get it? Big factor. Okay, enough of the jokes. I'm just kidding. There's gonna be plenty of jokes in here. Yeah. If this would end up to be happening, I want this to be a live action fight. It just fits with characters like Slenderman and Demogorgon. I mean, not that Demogorgon! Siren Head! Dang it. Yeah, but Demogorgon and Siren Head look like. So that's why I confuse Siren Head or Demogorgon. Yeah, I don't know who wins this matchup. It's the Pale Skin Man versus a meat Siren Head. Yeah. They call him Siren Head because he sounds like a siren. Yeah. This is the best fight for both. But if Slenderman doesn't end up fighting Demogorgon, not Demogorgon, Siren Head, then I want him to fight Venom from Marvel because they just seem to have more thematic ways to do that fight. Pibby versus Amanda. Yep. Pibby's gonna be fighting Amanda, and I'm sure of it. I would like for them to do this fight instead of Sora. That fight, Sora versus Pibby, just sucks. It makes what we got Monday look like the perfect fight in Versus. Well, just to me. But if anyone disagrees with me, then that's okay. But Amanda also has Baldy and Huggy Wuggy. Huggy Wuggy is my favorite alt for Amanda. And Baldy is my second favorite alt. Yeah. This one would be really nice if this did end up happening. Plus, I want Sora to fight, Show! more sense as Shulk's main fight if he comes. And plus, they haven't used a Zero Blades Chronicle character on the show. Like, I really want them to do a Zero Blade Chronicles fight. And I want the character to fight a Fire Emblem character. If that fight does exist, then I want to do Lucina versus Shulk. But anyway, anyway, next up, okay. Pibby versus Amanda is the best matchup for both. Some people think it's a good alt, but no, it's my favorite alt for both. No, not my favorite alt. My favorite, fight for both. Main fight for both. If they do Zora, then I wouldn't be mad. I would just be very disappointed in Death Battle and the fight that they did without seeing Pibby's other options first. Yeah. Did I think wins this matchup? I think that Pibby wins because Pibby seems to have more available ways to kill Amanda. Amanda just has the ability to delete things from existence. That means that she could delete Pibby, but Pibby has been hit by way worse forces and has still survived those hits. So yeah, definitely Pibby. Pibby's gonna win this fight with mid to high diff. By diff, I mean difficulty. Yeah. Sorry about the cuts. Yeah, sorry. But this one, way better than any other options of theirs. And I would be really, really excited if it did. Willie versus Fleagle. Since we're getting Jason versus Michael, this is the next logical Halloween fight. I think we're pretty much getting a Banana Splits movie too. And it would be the right time to do it if the Banana Splits movie is getting a sequel. I'm talking about the horror movie, not the animated movie. And you ask why? Let me answer the question with another question. Would this make for a very good Halloween special, though? Yes, it would. It's the best Halloween special out there, now that Jason vs. Michael is happening. So, this has a lot of potential, not to be a good Halloween episode, but also to be a very good live-action fight, period. I really, really want them to get the actual suits in. Because, you know, they're both used to being live action. I wouldn't care if it would be sprites. But what I would care about is the main quality of the episode if this would happen. If this does end up happening, I want it to be a live-action episode, and I really, really want them to focus on the main theme of animatronics. When you think of FNAF wannabes, these are the first two that come to mind, he says. Then Boomstick says, yep. And today they're fighting to the death. Which one of these FNAF wannabes will win the fight? And I own a series called FNAF Fan Scripts. So I could do all of that in just one sitting. It only takes me a couple minutes to make it. This video okay. If you want to find me on Rooster Teeth, just go on roosterteeth.com. That's where that file is. And search up REDBLOOD 1234. then you should find me. Red Blood 1234. You should find me there. Anyway. This fight has a lot of potential. If it does end up being a 3D fight instead of a live action fight or a sprite fight, I would be okay. It works in every single style. Sprites, 3D, live action. Heck, they could even do it with Legos, and I wouldn't care. Or they could do it with wet socks, I still wouldn't care. Yep. Herobrine versus Golden Freddy. This is the best match for both, because both of them are glitch characters from a game which they live in, and they both try to attack the main character. Dang, I forgot to say the connections for the previous ones. Dang it! But don't worry. I will do my best to make this video fun. And after this video, it's going to be a meme video. Yay! Okay, so this fight would be so awesome. I don't care if it would be 2D, 3D, hand-drawn. But please no live action. Please. There's this weird Steve costume out there. And I don't want that to... Unless there's actually a good one. But I prefer 3D for this matchup. 1, it basically fits the characters. 2, it fits the fight dynamic of teleportation. That's right, Golden Freddy teleports somehow. I'm trying to figure this out, but I think that he's a phantom. And he's eventually turning into Phantom Freddy by the second. Because, you know, he could teleport. These jump scares kind of don't really affect the main character. So, Phantom Freddy isn't Wither Freddy. It's Golden Freddy. Yeah. This fight would have to start off with them teleporting here. And by here, I mean to each other's games. Actually, I want Herobrine to look for something, then eventually finds Golden Freddy. Yeah, that'd be a nice battle. If this does end up being the source. Yeah. And then Golden Freddy turns on. Like, I like how they do 2D battle, like sprite fights, with a 3D background. It didn't work too much in Season 1, but it works now because they have better quality in Season 9. And I like the new movement, so this fight would be really, really cool if it did happen. Would be a very, very nice episode. First FNAF fight ever. First, not worst. Yeah, Herobrine also has Sonic.exe, but Sonic.exe also has Red. So yeah. Who would I think wins this matchup? Golden Freddy. He just seems to have better abilities, and he seems to be faster overall. And that's what this fight comes down to. Speed. Huggy Wuggy versus Blue. The best matchup for both. Both of them were meant for child entertainment, but after a couple of years, they eventually turned evil by a person, like basically you can't tell who's good or bad in their game. Orange and Poppy. Wait, no, Red and Poppy. Orange is the dinosaur thing. Yeah. It's technically Roblox versus Poppy Playtime, but I refer to it as Rainbow Friends versus Poppy Playtime because, yeah, that sounds a little more accurate. Yeah. So, Huggy Wuggy versus Blue, nice episode if it would happen. My favorite Ultra Huggy is Freddy Fazbear. But ever since Rainbow Friends came into existence, this just seemed to be Huggy Wuggy's best matchup. Well, actually, Super Rainbow Friends has been around for a couple years. Or at least I've heard. Actually, it's been around for a couple months. Yeah. There's another Pocket Playtime fight that I like. It's Spinel versus Mommy Longlegs. Spinel destroyed the injector, which equals to 40 tons of TNT. Mommy Longlegs, on the other hand, didn't survive that much, or a big feat like that. So I would prefer it if they let that feat out to make the fight a little more fair. Huggy Wuggy versus Blue is mainly a 3D matchup in my opinion. I don't want it to be sprites, I don't want it to be hand-drawn, I want it to be 3D goodness. It did happen. Because 3D fits these characters. I want the fight to start off with Huggy Wuggy entering Rainbow Friends Factory, only for him to bump into Blue. Then Huggy Wuggy throwing the first punch because he was scared. And that starts the fight. That basically leads up to my next point. Who I think would win. So I know a lot about Poppy Playtime, but I'm not going to be including the Game Tunes verse. If they do include the Game Tunes verse, then I guess Huggy Wuggy. But also, Blue also has Game Tunes. So, who do I think wins? Definitely Huggy Wuggy, because he just seems to have more raw strength. Overall, he tore down a metal door. Blue cannot match up to the pure strength of Huggy Wuggy. I'm sorry, but Huggy Wuggy wins. Sorry. Gumball versus Buster Bunny. Thanks to the realization that SpongeBob is going to be fought Super Friends Aquaman. Then it's like SpongeBob versus Super Friends Aquaman. SpongeBob versus Gumball is still gonna stay my most wanted. I'm not gonna promise that it's gonna be replaced. But this battle just seems to be my favorite alt for Gumball. Both of them are blue people which have awareness in the world that they're being controlled in, or the world outside. But it's still cartoons, right? Well, that basically puts the other point or connection that they both go to a school of some sorts. Yeah. Elmore Junior High and Toonie University. And they're both teenagers, fighting out to the death. By looking at the numbers, I say that Gumball wins. Because he just seems to have better abilities, durability, speed than Buster. Gumball survived the Big Bang, and I don't think Buster can quite catch up to anything in the raw strength department that Gumball has. Also, they do the universal remote. Buster is screwed. It's like a hammer versus a bug when they do the universal remote. Obviously, Gumball is gonna win. Even though people think that Buster's gonna win, I still think that Gumball's gonna win. He survived the Big Bang yet again. And with the timer, if they do include that doesn't count as a durability, or maybe, or is it? With the timer, that's what I call it. He can turn back time, and that's basically what caused the Big Bang Theory. Yeah. If this fight does end up happening, just please never do Tom from Tom and Jerry versus Gumball. It makes no sense. That's my least favorite alt for Gumball. Hey, it's cats that have a friend that is their prey. And it basically ruins the whole fight dynamic. Everything. I really want Buster to make anything he can to defeat Gumball. only for Gumball to kill him with the Universal Remote. So, that's who I think would win. Gumball versus Buster. Lucas versus Gon. It's my favorite matchup for Gon and Lucas. Lucas also has Blaze the Cat, but I really don't like that idea. It's really dumb. But this fight is the best for both. Yes, I know that Deku versus Gon exists, so that's why I didn't put it on the list, because I really don't know what they have in common. Except being green people. I really like Deku versus Miles and OKKO better. That just makes more sense, in my opinion, than Gon. Even though many people love Gon, my preferred matchup for Gon is Lucas. If this does not end up being Lucas's episode, I see people talking about Hat Kid versus Lucas. That could work too. But if Gon doesn't go up against Deku, then who would be the next? Then who would be the Hunter x Hunter rep? Gon, of course, or Killua. Killua versus Akame is a good matchup, but I got overmatched by Killua versus Kaminari. Because lightning people, and it has way more connections than Akame versus Killua. And plus, if this does end up happening instead of Hat Kid for Lucas, then I would be really happy. Like, as happy as a little kid getting candy. That would make me really excited if this fight did end up happening sooner or later. Plus, they're introducing new franchises, so this is really likely. I really want an Earthbound character on the show, even though Frisk versus Ness seems more likely as the very first Earthbound/Mother matchup. But this one just seems to be better. Like, I don't like Sans versus Ness. Yeah, I know it's very popular, and up to the point where it became a DBX. But that matchup isn't just my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea at all. Even though I don't like tea. Tea's disgusting. It's not my cup of coffee. But, who do I think wins this matchup? I think Lucas wins thanks to EK Starstorm and EK Fire. But I really need to look back at Gon versus Kid Goku. Like, I watched it, I haven't watched it since, July, May, June. I don't know when, but it has been a while since I've seen it. But if I'm not accurate, then I say that Gon wins, thanks to his strength and durability. But if I'm correct, then Lucas wins, thanks to EK Fire and EK Starstorm. Pennywise versus Freddy Krueger. My favorite alt for Pennywise has to be the fake mom from Coraline. Has plenty connections, it's really fair. But then Freddy would have no fights left except for Wolverine. Then, Yeah, Wolverine also has Deathstroke, but I prefer Deathstroke versus the Shredder. It just seems like a better fight to me. Yes, I know that the Shredder already fought his best opponent in the form of Silver Samurai, but I just want Deathstroke to return. His fight with Deadpool literally made no sense. Just Marvel versus DC. Yes, it was highly requested, but it was just kind of dumb in my opinion. Deadpool's best matchup is Dante from Devil May Cry. It seems unlikely, one, because the crew takes interest in Dante versus Kratos, and two, Dante also has other options, like Kratos, Scorpion, or Hellboy. Wait, no, that's for Nero. Dang it. But, yeah. Freddy and Pennywise are the best opponents for each other. I got introduced to this fight when I thought that Freddy versus Wolverine was a good fight. That was a long time ago. But I realize now that this is the better fight. Yeah. This is literally the best fight ever. Like, it could be really, really good. Now that we're getting Jason vs. Michael, I want to see more horror movies on the show. And this one seems like the most likely one to be next after Jason vs. Michael and horror movie theme. Not an actual episode after. I'm taking hope for Galactus vs. Unicron as the finale. Or, Simon the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. That's two highly requested matchups. I don't know which one it's going to be. But, anyway, I'm going off topic. Anyway, back to Freddy versus Pennywise. This is basically Evil Spider versus Dream Demon. It's the best. And when you immediately hear Dream Demon, your mind immediately hops to Freddy Krueger versus Bill Cipher. That fight freaking sucks. And some people actually like Freddy versus Steven Universe. What the heck? Next is SMG4 Mario versus Annoying Orange. This one might not have a lot of connections when it meets the eye, but spoiler alert, it has a lot of connections. Probably SMG4 Mario's best fight. Both of them are lovable idiots with a smarter friend. Pear and Annoying Orange. They each have a very soft person in their show. Tari and Marshmallow. And they love puppies. Yeah, so... And both of them seem to be smart in moments. Because... And when you think of stupid but smart, you immediately think of Patrick Star versus SMG4 Mario. I really don't get it. I don't get the idea. All they have in common is being smarter sidekicks of a dumb sidekick, which is sometimes smart. And that's it. There's literally nothing left of connections. But this has beefy connections. And just has a lot of animation potential. It could be hand-drawn. It could be 3D. It could be sprites for all I care. But I honestly don't want it to be sprites because I don't want people to get confused for actual Mario. And that's what all exists. Sprites for a normal Mario. So 3D would be the way to do this fight. Because, why not? This is the best matchup ever. Like, ever. Plus, it's YouTube versus YouTube. What else could you want? Another likely matchup, which is YouTube versus YouTube, is Collins Key versus Zach King. That has a lot of connections, yes. But this one just seems to outmatch it in connections. Sorry. Stop the noise in my throat. But anyway, back to debating. This just seems to be fair. Like, if they do the comments, then I think Annoying Orange. Grovile versus Lucina. Yes, I said that Shulk versus Lucina is also a good matchup. That's my favorite all for Lucina, but my actual favorite fight for Lucina is Grovile from Pokemon. But, like, this is very, very likely That doesn't make much sense to me as Lucina's opponent. Plus, Girl Vile just seems to make more sense. Time Travelers going at it. They did Trunks versus Silver as the time travel episode in season 9. I see no regard why they do more time travel fights. They also did it with Cable versus Booster Gold. So I think they're going to do it in season 11 and not season 10. Because I don't think that season 8 had a Time Hopper versus a Time Hopper. But if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But Girl Vile just seems to have stronger attacks. Even though Lucina just seems to have like the better weapons and stuff. And it seems to be far more experienced. I want Girl Vile, actually Lucina, to go back and kill all of the Pokemon kind. That would just be so funny. Only for if Girl Vile has any method of surviving the past, he can survive that. I really don't know who wins. I don't care who wins. I don't care if the death is being slapped. I just like this matchup a lot. I want to see it in Death Battle Season 10, but it just seems more likely in 2024. And plus, the new if there's a new Fire Emblem game coming out, then I think they should do Lucina versus Girl Vile. Like, there are plenty of new Pokemon games coming out this year. This is like the year of lost media, so maybe someone could find a deleted scene or a scrap battle. And also, I hate Mulan for Lucina. I hate that matchup so much. They have nothing in common except being girls who have swords. And no, they're not. Mulan's not a time traveler. She just ages. She ages. Not time travel. Anyone who thinks it's time travel is clearly dumb. Shrek versus Manny. Two dads that had a family, but then their family died. And yes, I'm playing Diabolical Invincible Me in the background because that's the fight that fits well with these characters. This would be a really, really even fight, even though Shrek has the better lifting strength overall. I learned that because of Cartoon Fight Club. When Cartoon Fight Club did this episode, they had really good sprites, a really good story. Everything was right about it. I want the battle to do the same. I want them to treat the characters like they are in their movies. Shrek is kind of the gross type, and I want to be representative of that. Maybe the battle could start off with them having a normal day. Then, hey, they eventually bump into each other. They talk for a bit until they say that one of their wives is worse than the others. Then that starts the fight. When I watched the Cartoon Fight Club, I said, yeah, Manny's dead, but somehow Manny won. Because he can lift up animals. Even though Shrek can lift up about 21,000 pounds, I think. But I don't know. This one seems to be the best for both. Sully has Glamlock Freddy these days, and plus Shrek's best fight now is Manny. And this is literally banger. The music would be banger. Everything would be banger if this does end up happening sometime soon. Like, it would be so awesome if this did happen, but Shrek versus Sully just seems like the one that they would do first once they figure it out. But Sully versus Glamlock Freddy is going to stay my preferred for Sully until I find another matchup for Sully. But Glamlock Freddy is going to lock and be my favorite matchup for Sully. And Manny, I know a lot about him. I really don't know who wins this matchup, but I say Shrek. Shrek has lifted up many things heavier than Manny, so he would be able to lift up Manny and get a killing blow. because, you know, Shrek just seems to be older. He's like 100 something, and it looks like he's 20. I don't know why, I don't know how, but he somehow scares 30-year-olds. And holy crap, would that be nice if he scared Manny in the fight. The only complaint I have about the Cartoon Fight Club is that it was really, really fast. I want this fight to go really, really slow and show the characters. I want this to be 3D because it fits characters like these. I think Shrek wins. Again, it would be nice in 3D. Overall, nice matchup. Nice movement. Robin from Teen Titans, or Teen Titans Go, versus Leonardo. This fight should have been Leo's fight, and plus I really want to see them use an actual Robin on the show. The first time we ever got Robin was in the form of Nightwing. Nightwing isn't really a Robin. It's just a substitute for Robin, which is him. So duh, it is gonna be him. Anyway, yeah. This has a nice fight dynamic. Both of them lead superpower teams of 4 after being trained with someone for quite some time, Batman and Splinter. And they both fight the forces of evil, and both of their one of their most fought foes is one that are actually very similar to each other. Slade / Deathstroke, because his name is Slade Wilson, and the Shredder. Yeah, so this fight would be really, really nice. I think Leonardo wins if they do the teleporting swords again. Plus, the Red Ranger had other options, like, I don't know, the Red Ninja from Ninjago. Why didn't they do that instead? This fight just seems to have better fight dynamics than Red Ranger. Red Ranger versus Leonardo was an obvious win for Tommy. No, not Tommy. Red Ranger. But this fight, it has more evenness. I know. This fight is ultimately gonna happen someday. Yes, I know. That's why I'm using Teen Titans Robin and not normal Robin. That's why people make normal Robin fight Donatello. Actually, that's the third Robin that they put him up against, right? I think that's it. That's the Robin they put him up against. Third Robin. Both of them turn into their own heroes once again. First one, Nightwing and Red Hood. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the third one is still Batman's Robin that we see today. But the first one just seems more logical. It makes more sense for Leo's opponents overall. I don't care if they do a bit suck of this matchup. I would still like it if that's what happened. Ruby Rose versus Malka Alburn. Hey, I said that there would be some confirmed fights here. This is the last battle on the list. Some people call Death the Psyche outside help. I don't agree with that. It's her psyche. She's able to use it if she wants. This is Ben's most wanted episode, and it is confirmed to be happening sometime soon. This is my #1 most wanted fight for 2023. This does end up happening. Plus, they have a lot of connections. Both of them are high school girls with a psyche, and both of them get trained by their parents to use that psyche. Yeah, they did a really, really good job with Blake versus Vesica and Corona versus Venom. like versus Beast, because animation kind of reminded me of Spider-Man and Spider-Verse. If they do like something that kind of reminds me of RWBY, but this one, I would be as happy as a kid getting candy, all the candy he wants. And Ben would be really, really happy too if this ends up happening. I really want to see Soul. I really want to see the Black Blood versus the Silver Eyes. Find out if the Silver Eyes can really. I really want Liz to figure out. But first we have to figure out if the Silver Eyes could defeat the Black Blood. I think that the Silver Eyes could indeed take down the Black Blood, because it destroys any evil being, and Black Blood is inside evil beings. But Maka's good, so yeah, she's also her own weapon. So that's what basically makes Maka win. It literally says, when you search it up on Google, Maka is literally Ruby's kryptonite. So that means that Maka has all of Ruby's weaknesses and has a lot of stuff to take Ruby down. So, yeah, I like this matchup a lot. Please do not let Maka fight Ryuko, and don't let Ruby fight Ryuko, or else I will stop watching Death Battle, period. And that was my video. Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and do this video before Season 9 ended. Anyway, Death Battle Season 10 or 11 might already be out, depending on the time that you watch this. But that was my video. Please like and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Not love. Not in a gay way, but I like that you give me the views that I deserve. Like, I wanted to do this again. It'd be really, really fun if I would make my own fighting series. Hey, I promised that, and I haven't done it yet. Dang it. Maybe I'll cancel it, but, in the meantime, check out my SpongeBob SquarePants vs. Super Friends Aquaman videos. See you later.